Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to quickly show you how you can use AWS CDK to create a native serverless cloud application or better set to say it better with only the backend part. So you have an AWS API Gateway, an AWS Lambda and a DynamoDB. So that which you could use as the backend for your app or for your web application. So you could use it in these different ways. So what I essentially did is I just did this command. I just did CDK init and the language type init init app and the language type script and CRUD. So this is what I essentially did before starting this the recording. But as I have done it, I don't need it anymore. So now I'm going to just go to my packages and add the dependencies that I need. So I'm going to need API Gateway, DynamoDB, and the Lambda. API Gateway, and DynamoDB. So as I would like to use the IntelliSense, I go ahead and install this package. And as you can see, CDK has created these folders for me. This is where I essentially would write my CDK code. I also create the. So this is also where I could test my application. There are many scenarios that you could use the testing features of CDK. Yeah, so I'm also going to create a source folder where I'm going to host my Lambda function. I also would like to tell you that we are going to first create our DynamoDB database, then our Lambda, and then our API Gateway. So I'm going to also add some authentication mechanisms to our API Gateway, which is going to be fairly simple, but it would be fine for the purpose of this demonstration. So now I'm going to just I don't like this type of import. I just do it like this: import CDK require AWS core, and then the same thing for AWS API Gateway, of course with the right name, and also the Lambda and DynamoDB. I also have to add it. DynamoDB and great. So we have our packages here. Now let's go ahead and create our table. So I'm going to just do a very basic table, the most simple table, the most basic table that you could imagine. So now I'm going to create a new class of instantiate our DynamoDB table and the context. So this is essentially mostly how we would do it as CDK. instantiate the CDK construct is basically it just give the context, which is this, the ID, my SDB, and yeah, and the more attributes that this thing, the construct that you're using might have. So I'm going to have partition key. The name of our partition key would be item ID, and the type would be dynamo attribute type, that's string. Right. So also one pretty cool feature that I would like to mention here is that this removal policy and the encryption. I'm not going to turn them on here, but this is something that definitely you would like to have when you're doing professional development here. So if I, for instance, let's say I say the removal policy, I could do it like removal policy. I could say if I want to add, when I'm destroying this stack, what it would like to happen. Do I want to destroy the database as well, because there might be sensitive data here, or do I want to return the data, or do I want to just create a snapshot of it? So that's something that definitely you should take a look at. Then we are going to go to our Lambda function. So I'm just going to, in this video, in this part of this video, I'm just going to create a get all function. In the next part, we're going to create the rest. So basically, the delete, post, and the put. So everything, pretty much. So const get all new Lambda function. And again, as the DynamoDB, adding the context, the ID, and more the other properties. So I'm going to just create the asset code. So this is where I bring this code in this source folder. Source, because it's one level higher. And then I'm going to add the handler. This is the method that I'm going to define in this function. I call it handler. Then I'm going to have the runtime. So you could have actually your CDK stuff written in TypeScript and have your Lambda written in .NET Core or in Go, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then I'm going to also give it some environment variable, which is our database stuff. So I'm going to give it the table name, which is DynamoDB table name. Oh, sorry, not DynamoDB, but Dynamo table. Why doesn't it? So I forgot to. Okay, so I'm going to give it the DynamoDB table name, and then also the index is going to be init or primary key. Which is going to be the item ID. So this is from the Lambda. So, and also because I need the IAM roles to be generated, I just say that the table will just give read access from grant read data to our Lambda function. Great. So this is also the IAM role, and let's go to the API Gateway. So I'm just going to say const API new API Gateway that REST API, and then again same plan, the same play test API and the rest of the stuff. So also give it the REST API name, which would be test API. And then I'm going to create a root on this API. Dot root dot add resource root, and then I'm going to also add Lambda an integration so that the API Gateway can connect to our Lambda function. Const all API Lambda integration and with the get all Lambda function. Great. So, and also I'm going to say root API that add method get. So on the get request on this API, my get all API would be called. Awesome. So yeah, that's pretty much it from this part. Then I'm also going to do two stuff that are, I think, quite necessary if you're ever a security aware developer, let's say. Add usage plan. I'm going to add some usage plan here. What this essentially does is that it will throttle my API if it is being abused by someone. So so I'm going to just say throttle rate limit 20 per second and burst limit 2. So this is I think what you should also have. And also I'm going to add an API key so that not everyone would use this API key. And plan and add okay the key that I just generated. Great. So now I'm going to go and yeah, so essentially we're creating a persistent part of our application using DynamoDB and a Lambda function to implement our business logic and an API gateway as kind of as entrance to our application, to our backend. So yeah, great. So I'm going to, in this I'm going to make a crate functionality so you can post something into the API but I don't think that it would make sense that I implement everything in the videos. So I think I would just add the code to my GitHub, and I would probably add it to the description so you can have a look or download it. So I'm going to add this create.ts as a placeholder for my post method, and here I'm going to add essentially the infrastructure, more or less part of that. Create Lambda, I'm going to call it, and it's going to also, of course, it's a Lambda function, and it's going to create item, and it's also, of course, under source folder. I'm going to use the create.handler for my handler, and we have Node.js and everything. That is fine. So also I need to, as per our other Lambda function, we need to add the IAM role to enable the communication between our Lambda function and our DynamoDB. So using this method, this way, the way that I'm currently doing, using the DynamoDB itself and giving this grant method, it's going to ensure that I have the least privilege principle built into my application. So I'm also going to add the create Lambda here. Great. And the next part is creating the API. So I'm going to add the API. I'm going to add a resource under this root API that I created for my get method. Const create API root API dot add method. Not add method, but add resource. Just add the method here. Just call it create, and then I'm going to add this. Also the API integration, create API integration, and that would be a new API gateway integration, and the integration, and the create method that I just created above. And I also add the method. Called create API dot add method. I'm going to add post as per REST specifications. I'm going to add post method and add my create API integration. Great. So I'm not sure if we need to build. I'm not sure if you need to build the course stuff for our API, but I'm going to build this and I'm going to deploy it. If it didn't work, I'm just going to add the course. Otherwise, it's so now for my create function. I'm just going to copy firstly whatever I had for my get function. Then I also need to add this primary key, because we are going to essentially how we are going to persist data into DynamoDB is that every time that you're posting something, you have to give it a unique ID, and it's not just like SQL Server that you just give it the a kind of an identity row that is gonna kind of being added to itself. So you have to just find a way to make this ID unique. So I'm just going to show you how in a second. So now primary key, and I also it's like this. Yes, great. So also in the event, it's in the from the handler, I'm going to need the event itself so that I can extract the JSON body from it. So I just say any, and like this, and then I'm going to say I'm going to create an item based on it, based on the body of the event that is coming. So I'll just say item equals type of event body. If it's object, then event body. Otherwise, JSON, parse it to JSON and save it into my item. Great. So that is one thing. So for in order to create that unique ID that I just told you, in order to create that ID, I just told you, I just do this following. I just say ID. I'm going to use the string method from char code 65 plus math dot for. I'm just going to create a random math dot random plus R26. So this is essentially, I also googled it, to be honest with you. So this essentially just creates a unique ID for me, and I'm just going to use this for my primary key, my item. So I'm just going to append this ID to my primary key, and the rest will be the same. So now I also add item to this params, and then here instead of db scan, I'm just going to say db put, and then params, and then promise. So that would be it. So essentially, but we don't do it like this. We just say do this, and then just return success. Great. So now I just added this one. And then so also please don't forget to add your account ID here, and I'll comment this part. And so I just right now I'm just going to run an npm build for my application just to compile, and this still TypeScript files just to be compiled. And then just I'm going to done, and then after that I'm going to do my SDK deploy. It takes a bit of time. Okay, great. SDK deploy. And let's see how it might take a bit of time, and just I think I'm going to fast forward here so that also you don't see my account ID and stuff. So as you can see here, this is the method that I chosen for this endpoint is post, and these are the resources that I created for my for this demonstration that I've just shown you. And this is also like, when I pass in some kind of JSON, as long as it is in valid form, I'm just going to get a success. Now we'll test it real quick. As you can see, it's successful. So now, but just say I've just done it like this, it should throw on an error actually. As you can see, yeah, it says internal server error. Yeah, that's it for this demonstration, and thank you for watching.